So I made a new discovery, something that I didn't expect to happen, and I'm glad that it did. So I was actually in the middle of actually answering a question to a viewer who asked if stems could work with the MPC Touch, the Akai stems thing. I was going to actually give it a try to see how it could work with MPC Touch. Now, in order to answer that question, in short, yes, it does work with MPC Touch, but you need MPC too in order for it to work, because MPC Beats, which I have, doesn't work with stems. So if you have MPC Beats, you would have to upgrade to the MPC 2 or just get a basic standalone MPC where stems will work in as well. I'll put some links to videos that I actually saw that actually answered that question for myself. I was just really going to try it and do it on my own, but the computer was actually bugging out with the download and I didn't really want to put any more effort into it. But as I was doing so, I just sat down at my desk for a few seconds and I wanted to connect or turn on my MPC. Now, I was reluctant to do so because I didn't have my hard drive. Remember that story? I dropped it and I broke it. So link up here or in the description, you could look at that video. But for the most part, I thought I had lost all of the projects that I was working on. I was working on a particular project where I was doing music for a short that I'm working on. And I don't know what possessed me. I turned it on, I clicked the session, and without the drive being there, the session opened. Amazing. That's utterly amazing. That's not necessarily groundbreaking. I've had this type of thing happen before. I was a very heavy Reason user, and I still love Reasons, but since it's on my PC and not on my Mac, and I have the MPC Touch, I decided to keep it a little bit more mainstream, a little bit more streamlined, and I wanted to keep things simple. So I wanted to see how the MPC Touch worked with their software. It works perfectly fine because it's built for it. But what I did not expect was that the session itself will be self-contained. So even though the hard drive is not here, I can still actually open the session and it will actually work with sounds and everything. So I really didn't lose anything. And that was really one of the things that I was really racking my brain when I was like, oh man, I have to really wait till this whole thing is fixed and be done with, and then I could get back to work, but I don't have to wait. It makes me really love Akai even more. Now, this is not the first program that ever does self-containing, but I didn't really think I needed to. I didn't check any boxes like you have to in Reason. You have to check a box, or at least in the older versions, you have to check a box to say self-contained. So no matter what you do with your session, you send it across or you put it on a hard drive, whatever the case is, the files go along with it. So you don't always have to bring a hard drive with you just to load stuff in the session. It's already self-contained in the software itself. And that was really mind-blowing at the time. For Reason, this is some 5, 6, almost 10 years ago. But I didn't think MPC did that. I thought it was going to act like most traditional pieces of software. Wherever your path is or wherever you have your files, it's going to look for it from there. And in this case, it did not. It saved the whole entire thing the way that I left it last. So that is a lot of, a weight lifted off my shoulders. So I decided at this very given moment, let me give you guys what I found. And if you didn't know that it could do that, hey, for those who discovered it or are discovering it like I am, hey, Merry Christmas. Because now you too, if you lose or you want to just transfer your files, you could transfer sessions easily, regardless where the files or the path of the stuff is coming from. So Akai, I have to say, that's really neat. I just didn't expect it to happen. Let me show you how it works. So as you see, I have the session open here, and it's as is as I last left it, in pristine condition. Everything is where it's supposed to be, exactly as how I left it. Now, again, I assumed that I needed the hard drive to actually have the computer or the software access the sounds. This is where the sounds were coming from. I don't have a sound library anymore, so when I would go for more sounds, I would go into that drive and pull it in to MPC Beats, not thinking it was going to be self-contained in there. So everything is as is. That's beautiful. So now I can continue to work, finesse it, do some more changes and things like that. I've been waiting on 2 artists to actually get on it. And as I was getting ready to go do something with them, you know the story, hard drive broke, and I thought I was in hell just trying to figure out when I'm going to get to this. But now I could get to it sooner, so I could work on this while I await the hard drive to return. So all is good. The universe likes me. So if you guys have the same problem, fret not. I didn't turn on anything. Maybe we could dive inside and see what is it that is actually self-containing or actually holding on to the material. But who cares? I'm happy. If anybody wishes to actually do that and find it out, please let me know. To my man, Jeb, musician, I like your name because it's kind of close to mine, Zeb. Yes, you could do stems in MPC too. So with MPC Touch, it doesn't matter the unit that you're using. All that matters is you have the software that could actually do it. MPC Stems seems like it's going to be a groundbreaking piece of software on another note, but I do like it. I've heard some things that are a little quirky, but for the most part, it's better than some of the other softwares in the past that actually did the same thing, trying to separate tracks from an actual wave, MP3, vinyl, CD, whatever. You could actually separate everything, vocals, drums, keys, whatever you want to separate, it could do it. I'd actually have to go through the process again to actually see how it could work with my MPC Touch. Hopefully I don't get any quirks with the whole MPC 2 issue. I'll try that on a later date, but rest assured, it can work. Akai has really, to me, outdone itself with this because I really thought I was up shit's creek. And yes, I said that. It's really doing what I needed to do. So for those who actually, for those who care, this is actually very good. And I'm sure other softwares do it, but I didn't expect Akai to do this. This is an old machine, so I got more than what I bargained for. So I don't really need anything fancier to do anything crazy right now. But I'm happy, life continues, and I can continue to work. Hey, hope you guys like that. And yeah, until next time.